Let's octane boost our way to Taupo now for the GT1 and this, a BF Falcon Supercar.
It's a BF Aussie supercar built by 888 and then purchased off 888 by Paul Cruikshank Racing, and yeah, driven by John Bow winners last season, and then Fabian Coulthard the season after that. It's a supercar spec as is, apart from we've done a few mods to the motor because we've got no limits in GT1. Yep. So yeah, we've done a bit to the motor. And traction control and stuff like that, which Aussies aren't allowed to run. We've got all that, so it makes it a little bit easier to drive. Yep, 6-speed sequential, yep. Original wheels, that's the thing we need to look at next, is going bigger on the tyres. We need to go 18 so we can get a decent tyre and go a bit wider and get a bit more grip. The AU's our older car. We had that for about 4 years. We won South Island Endurance Series in it 1 year and came second the year after. And that was originally Brad Jones Racing, driven by John Bell, the Aussie male car. Yeah, it's got real good history, that car. It's qualified, broke the lap record at Bathurst first time after the Skylines were banned. Still got the 5-litre motor, no traction control. It's exactly as they run. The last season it ran in Aussie was the Konica Cup, which it won before we purchased it, so it's exactly how it was here.
Oh, thanks, Dwayne. Well, there you go. Ex-Bathurst cars, they never die. They just come here to race.
Subscribe to NZV8 magazine and be in to win a Formula Challenge Ultimate Driving Experience at Taupo worth $495. The winner gets to drive both a Holden V8 and a single-seater race car. To find out more, just text V8 to 244 and we'll send you the lowdown.
Each drag season there's an influx of new drivers competing or existing drivers stepping up to run in a more competitive class. The 2008-9 season saw more youngsters racing at a competitive level than ever before. So we thought it was about time we took a closer look at those achievers, and we'll start off with New Zealand's fastest 21-year-old top alcohol burner, Todd Vincent.
The first time I raced a natural dragster was about the age of 16 in a small rear engine carbureted dragster, raced in modified. I raced that for a season before I stepped into the freight train with a single engine in it, and that was the biggest shock of my life.
I've got to say my call would be on Todd Vincent, and I think even if Dave Drew won and Todd Vincent...
Everyone told me going into the meeting that be careful, the car tends to bite. It's always had a wild life to it. I thought, okay, yeah, I'll be sweet. Young, gung-ho young man, thought I can handle anything. It scared the living bejeebers out of me. I got out of the car and I was shaking head to foot. It was the first season of the Supercharged Outlaws in New Zealand, and we thought the car was quite consistent when we ran it. We ran mid-sevens all day long mostly. We picked up a few race wins here and there, came second once or twice, and it led to me winning the championship, yeah. That thing with a blower, engine in front of me, weight distribution caused it to pull the wheel standard off the line every single time I ran it. It was an absolute demon of a car to race. And then coming into last season, Dad pleasantly gifted me this car, the Vincent Family Racing Top Alcohol Dragster, for my 21st birthday present. It is far more difficult than just jumping in, pushing the throttle down and holding on for dear life, because the cars don't like to go straight. When you're trying to put 3,000 horsepower through two wheels, it doesn't happen that often. So coming into the year, this season, I had the chance to be the youngest Top Alcohol Championship holder New Zealand ever had. The first competition meeting I had in the car, we'll run out to a few 630s, 620s, and I'll have a chance of taking away my first win in the bracket. First run of the day in qualifying. Felt like quite a reasonably nice, strong pass. Nothing went wrong at all. Went through, I think it was about a mid-620, I believe it was. And as soon as we took the blower off the engine, we could see right through down to the manifold, and there was two valves sitting in the middle of the manifold. And it had broken number 8 exhaust and inlet valves and gone through and completely ridden off the head. Destroyed a piston, did quite a bit of damage, but yeah, so it wasn't the best start to the season, but That's what we were dealt with. After that meeting, we had ridden ourselves off that night, because that happened on the Saturday. Saturday night, we thought, there's our season gone. You can't go down a whole meeting and have a chance of coming back. Go down to Ruapuna. We did it right. Yeah. We took my first race meeting win. It happened in not the greatest circumstances with John Nealon failing to fire in the meeting. But hey, a win's a win, and I came through with my first alcohol win, and I was just ecstatic, over the moon. I was smiling from ear to ear all night long. I think my top speed at that time was about 220 miles an hour. So yeah, it's fairly quick for a 21-year-old to be doing. The Central Nationals, it was a great meeting to be held. Perfect sunshine, 35-degree heat, the hottest weekend of the summer, more or less. Faced up against Nealon again, and I staged way too early. And I was sitting there at full revs while Nealon did the old boy thing, and just thought, oh, I'd like to play with the young guy, and waited and waited and waited, and then staged. And he absolutely murdered me on the line. He left with a 10th off the line. And after going down the track, I could see his wheels out in front of me for the first half of the track. And then after halfway, I started reeling him in, and I thought, oh God, I'm catching him, we're going. So I was foot to the floor the whole way. And just as we crossed the line, his wheels disappeared, and I thought, oh man, I might have got him there. That might have been the best race of my life. We both hopped out of the other end. We didn't have a clue who won. And it came over the announcer that I won, and yeah, as you said, it was the best race of my life. It was probably the best race of the alcohol season as well. As soon as you let go of the clutch and hit the throttle to leave the line, everything's in slow-mo. It feels like an eternity every time you're going down. You can feel every little movement of the car. You see the shift light glow, then you hit the second gear, and you see it glow again, you hit third gear, and everything just takes forever. And then you pull the chute, and you pull off at the other end, and all of a sudden everything speeds back up again, and you're like, oh man, that was fun. Come back from the heartache of the first round. We've won 2 out of the 3 next meetings. We're going to win. Oh, that championship's mine. Come the first round of qualifying, we went out. The track was a little bit slippery. Everyone else wasn't running too fast. We managed to run a 6:08. And we got back to the pits and we pulled the diaper off the engine, which is a nappy to hold any broken parts in it and oil, so it doesn't drip on the track. And there was a hole the size of my fist in the side of the engine, and my heart sank. That's part of the engine. Oh, and no. I sitting in my lap. I thought I saw my top alcohol championship disappear in the blink of an eye. I had a 21-point lead. It was heartache to lose the championship in that sort of manner. It'd do such bad damage to the engine as well. But hey, that's racing, and for a 21-year-old, for me to claim the top alcohol championship in my rookie year would have been a bit of a fluke. You know, not too many people can say that, but I'm looking back at it now, I'm stoked to have won second place. But again, it's not first, so. I attribute my success this season to the crew and the car I have. The leading reason I did so well. So in the time it takes your average street car to accelerate to 100 kilometres an hour, so 8 or 9 seconds, I've accelerated from stop to 228 miles an hour and then stopped at the other end of the track. That's how fast we're going. Your street car has maybe a 10th of the power this car will have, if you're lucky, if you've got a nice car, a nice powerful street car. So people just don't realise, yeah, as you say, they don't realise how fast these cars accelerate. They are the fastest accelerating cars on the planet. Your clutch is in, and then you see those lights, and you dump it, and it's just like a pack of elephants running into you, into your chest, and it hits you back that hard, and boom, you're in the seat. You're strapped in incredibly tight. If you tried to move before the race started, you couldn't move because your seatbelts are your harnesses are in that tight. But as soon as you move, all of a sudden it's hit you so hard and it's compacted you that your belts are loose. It is, as I said, it's just indescribable of how hard it hits you and how much fun it is, and the adrenaline that pumps through your body when it happens. It's a very family-orientated sport, and I believe NZDRA needs to push that, get families to thinking, oh, it's a good family day out to go to the drag, sit in the sun, watch some fast cars, and have the enjoyment factor up there.
Todd Vincent, you are New Zealand's fastest 21-year-old. Todd's plan for next season is to do a 5-second pass. He's got to get his motor fixed, of course. In the meantime, he's using one of our courtesy cars. It's a Toyota Starlet.
Brought to you by Smiths Group, suppliers of leading automotive brands. And GT Radials, superior performance at an affordable price.
The question was, what is the cubic inch displacement of Ford's first overhead valve V8 engine? The answer is 239 cubic inches back in 1954. I'm Ewan Gilmore, the V8 of New Zealand comedy, and this has been NZV8TV.